Hi, and welcome to Don't Be Dead. I'm Derek,
And I'm James.
and we both just got back from the theater from seeing Silent Night, Deadly Night 2025. And so we're just going to share some thoughts. James, this is like our first review of
Yeah,
Don't Be Dead that we've done.
Don't Be Dead Review. This is a podcast that prides itself on not doing movie reviews. So a
Yeah,
couple months in, we decided, fuck it, movie review.
movie review.
So
Yeah.
you got out of the movie a couple hours ago. I got out of
Mhm.
mine less than an hour ago.
Yeah. So I've had some more
I
time
mean,
to sit with it than you have. Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah.
I was going to take notes during, and I just couldn't. Like, I mean, number one, I'm not gonna be that asshole who's talking on their phone. But number two, I
'Cause
was actually, yeah, was that
That's
you?
how you would do it. You would talk to
That's how
text.
what,
You
yeah,
and this-
exactly. Talk to text. Yeah. Opening,
Pink
cool
sticks are for
graphics.
you know?
Yeah. You don't own the theater.
I know.
So we'll start with just the premise of this movie, right? And I will say the beginning of this will be non-spoiler because we want to get into some stuff, but we'll give you a quick little non-spoiler first. So Derek, it's a retelling of the 1984 slasher film Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is actually very near and dear to our hearts. I believe it's part of our bonding experience. In your shirt,
Yeah.
I wanted to wear the T-shirt that you got me, but it's too cold.
It's
for that. So
it's part of our lore. Yeah.
it's quite yeah. So I mean, Derek got me to watch the movie, and I watched it on my own channel, and I ended up watching all of the sequels on my channel because of Derek. And then we went to Utah to visit some filming locations, and one of them was from Silent Night, Deadly Night. Anyway, so the new movie is a retelling of that, which there's already been kind of a remake called Silent Night, but that's its own separate thing. So this is about a gentleman who is plagued by trauma around a killer dressed as Santa. And in his trauma, he becomes a killer that is dressed as Santa. That is not a spoiler. That is in every incarnation of all these movies.
Yeah.
There's usually a killer Santa, unless it's part 4 or whatever, where there's just bugs. So, because that was great. So, in this time around, he's kind of like a drifter, and he, finds a town he kind of thinks maybe he wants to stay in, kind of for a girl, maybe a love interest. This is still similar to the first movie. After his parents are things happen to them.
Yeah.
And in the first movie as well. So if you've seen the first movie, you already know all this. But definitely things take a turn in this one in comparison to the original film. A lot of narrative choices that go way off from compared to the first ones. But I can't really say anything else without spoiling. But I mean, he's a killer Santa, and a lot of people die. So
a lot of people died.
Is there anything in this in the kind of plot that I'm missing that's non-spoiler?
No, but there is like a love interest. He does
Mhm.
find love, which is similar in the
Finds
first
love.
one. He finds a little love interest similar to the first one, and it kind of goes awry. This
Doesn't
one
go as planned.
Ends differently than
Ends
the
different.
first.
So
Yeah.
let's because the
That's the
beginning
premise
part
of the movie. That's
the whole movie. That's the whole
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Is it goes different.
Yeah, it's different. It's really different.
Because it's non-spoiler. The opening of the film. Let's talk about the opening without spoiling anything and give our whatever.
Yeah.
So it opens similar, right, to the original.
Yeah, pretty close to the original. Yeah, if you've seen the original, there's the whole
This is a spoiler review. So we wanted to give a vague description of the movie, but we're going to go ahead and talk about every nook and cranny now that we can recall.
I don't know how to talk about it without spoiling it.
Yeah,
so I apologize. That's not a skill of mine that I've developed yet. It's how to give spoiler-free reviews.
Yeah.
One day I'll get there, but I'm like that kid who buys a Christmas gift or a birthday gift for their parent, and they can't wait till the day to give it to them. You know what I mean?
And you tell
I want
them,
to go ahead and give it. Open it now, kind of thing. So yeah.
we're gonna unwrap it then, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, wait.
Yeah.
The movie opens pretty similarly to the original, which I appreciated.
Yes.
Right? So
it's like a total throwback. They're at the nursing home or hospice care facility.
Yeah.
Visiting grandpa,
Yeah.
And his grandpa seems sweeter though than
that's
the
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I love that this one kind of it gave us things from the original, and it didn't shit on them, but it just kind of like it swapped them. It flipped a
Yeah.
lot of things. It was almost like a what if sequel. Not a sequel though. It's like a what if movie. So what if the parents were not angelic and the grandpa was evil? What if the grandpa was a sweet old man who just said,
Mhm.
"Be good or Santa will get you," and the parents were murderers?
Murderers.
I mean, they
They
explain it
poisoned that
later,
man.
but it
Yeah.
seemed pretty obvious from go. The second that
Yeah.
the mom comes out, the little boy sitting in the waiting room, and some scary old lady asks if he wants candy. Although I forgot what she called it. She called it something else. His mom comes
Scotchies.
out.
You want some Scotchies?
Scotchies.
It
That's
was
what it was.
like butterscotch candy. I'm like,
Yeah.
do people call them Scotchies? I've never heard that before in my
I don't think
life.
so. Maybe
Yeah.
back in the 1920s, and so that's why she said that. But the mom is actually next to him. Sorry, the dad comes out, and the mom stands up and goes, "Did you do it?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my god, did they kill that man?" But then because we're visiting grandpa, right?
Yeah.
Then the kid's like, "Can I go see grandpa?" And he's like, "Yeah, go see grandpa." So I'm like, "Oh, okay, they wouldn't have killed him, and then sent the son in."
Mhm.
Well, oops, they did poison him and he dies in front of the grandchild. So that just is the beginning of his trauma. So it's not
Trauma.
crazy grandpa. Cause like I will say the first movie I like, right? But a lot of things just kind of happen and there's no rhyme or reason to them happening and there's no logic behind it. Like why is the grandpa crazy and
Freaking
whatever
out, this
about
kid.
freaking out
Yeah.
about Santa? Like
I
it makes
know.
no sense. Like he could have dementia, but like it just was like erratically like made no sense. In this one, I'm getting like rhyme and reason to what's happening. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
What happens after grandpa dies?
Oh, well, so if you remember from the first film, they're driving back home late at night and they see this like broken down car on the side of the road and it's Santa Claus, who's
Santa.
broken down and he's just trying to, get back on the road so he can drop toys off and shit. Well,
Deliver presents to good little boys and girls all over the world.
I know. So we know that's not happening. If you see the first one,
Yep.
Santa Claus ends up capping the dad,
Yeah.
murdering the mom, and the little Billy has to run and
Gruesomely.
hide, and it just watches all this unfold, right? So
Yep.
this one, it does a little bit different take, right? So it's like they're stopped at like a stoplight, and all of a sudden a car comes from behind them and like rear ends them a little bit, and so the dad gets out. He's like, "What the fuck?" and goes over to the window. Well, he gets capped by
He gets capped.
Santa. He gets capped, which turns out to be like the janitor from earlier that we saw.
And
Who's
they-
like giving some like creepy look.
He was given the but the thing is, you find out why later.
Yeah.
So
do. Yeah.
Again, a lot of things that get no explanation in the first movie, they grow on that in this one, and then you get an explanation.
They plant seeds early on, and then they explain them
plant
later.
seeds.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of follow-up.
There's
I
lots
love
of
some
follow-up.
I love setup and payoff. Bitch,
There was
I
a
love
lot of
setup and
this.
payoff.
Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, I want to get into, did you like this at all? Like, how would you?
We haven't even established that. I'm sorry.
Did you like it?
Okay.
What'd you think? Like,
I liked it a lot.
yeah.
I was really
I had fun with this.
pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't need a carbon copy of the first movie.
Me neither.
I don't need it to go so far off the beaten path like the 12 film, I think, the one that's called Silent Night. I don't need that. We've already gotten so many Silent Night, Deadly Night movies, all of them vastly different from the previous one. This is the only one that wholeheartedly feels like a Silent Night, Deadly Night film. Like of all of them. And of the creative choices that could have been made or are made in a lot of these like remakes and legacy sequels and whatever, this one, takes a lot of chances, but they all worked for me. They all
did.
Worked.
Can we talk about some of the chances that they took?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to think how best to even explain this, because in the beginning of the movie, you do the young Billy, after his father gets shot, after his mom gets shot, before the mom gets shot, she sticks her heel into the killer Santa guy's throat, and like he's dying.
His throat, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, but then before he dies, he shoots the mom too. And so Billy gets out and he's almost like drawn to this man. He's like reaching out for him. Very Halloween 4,
Yes.
very Halloween 4. And in true Halloween 4 fashion, there's like a transfer of like power of evil because he touches his hand and all of a sudden you see this like red light just like
Yeah,
lightning happen, and then it
like
cuts to like present
like
day. He's like dreaming, right? Yeah.
the power of Santa. Well, because they show it throughout
Power
the
of
course, so
Santa.
they show it through multiple flashbacks. So I was wondering like how much of his backstory we're gonna see, because in the original we get a whole like he's a kid and then he's a little older, then a little older, and then whatever, and then he's 18. And this one is like we get pieces of him as a child, and he says he was 8 years old. So he timestamps that as I was 8 years old. Then we jump ahead to him being an adult, and he's already like I think 28 or something if you do the math, or what, he's like late 20s.
He's late 20s and shirtless. Yeah.
And shirtless.
Yeah.
Appreciated that.
Yeah.
And then later we get more of the flashback, and later we get more. So it's all one cohesive flashback that actually does serve a purpose. Sometimes they, like a movie will have the flashback drawn out, but it doesn't reveal anything new that's actually interesting. This one absolutely does. Each time they show it, it reveals something else that's like a piece of the puzzle. And I don't know about you, but when they first showed the part where he touches Santa, a light flashes and it cuts and he wakes up, right? I was like, did they get by a car? Like I was thinking that
like headlights or something.
Yes, headlights. And then later his new love interest mentions that her mom died while having a seizure while driving. And I was like, shut up. Is this going to be a connection? It's not. Thankfully, because that's where my brain was going. I'm like, where is this going to go? That would have been the more logical way. Instead, they went Santa supernatural Santa, and it's transfer of power. What's the actor's name who plays Billy again?
Rowan Campbell.
Rowan?
Rohan? Is it? Is
Rowan Campbell?
Rowan? Yeah.
So Rowan Campbell, how many movies is Rowan Campbell going to be in where he is transferred evil or power? In this case, it's actually not evil. It's like,
not evil.
It's like, good.
Okay, I was going to describe this as like, okay, Silent Night, Deadly Night meets Dexter, because what you find out is like the transfer of power, like the spirit of Christmas. I don't know, whatever it is. It's like transferred on to people. And when it gets transferred to you, you find out the way it's transferred to you is if you're dying and you get to touch somebody and it gets transferred to that person.
Yeah.
If you
and so you now have like the power of Santa. Yeah. But you have the previous Santa. It's like the Santa Claus also.
Yeah.
You have the previous Santa living in your brain actually as a compass.
Right. That's a very schizophrenic way. Yeah.
Yes.
Talking
to you.
Yeah.
Telling you who is naughty.
Yes.
And then saying like that one.
And showing you why though. He like he can see through. He says, as long as you can look at them, I can tell you exactly what they did and why you should kill them. Yeah.
And let me tell you why I absolutely loved this in the movie. Number one, I wasn't expecting it. Number two, Charlie was funny. His other Santa, his name is Charlie. And it took me a little bit. I kind of picked up on, I think it has to do with that Santa before they revealed it, but I didn't think it was that. I still didn't think it was a transfer of power, whatever. But in the 1984 film, you have a strong, like, emotional connection to Billy. They established Billy as being like the person you're going to follow. And then, you're, witnessing his trauma and his parents' demise and being abused in the orphanage, which this completely removes. The remake removes it completely. And then suppressing all these instincts of like violence and fear, whatever. So the film kind of like invites you in to be sympathetic for Bill, empathetic even. And then he snaps and starts killing people. But in the original movie, when he snaps, you're kind of forced to recoil from him. Like it wants you to now still, I guess, feel for Billy, but also feel bad for the people he's killing. And there's no like rules. There's no rule, but like he just kind of aimlessly kills, and the movie loses any like sense of urgency. And then after everything, I do like the first movie, but after everything, he's going for Mother Superior in the first movie.
Yeah. Well, it's very sex focused, like, because he's taught that sex is bad and sex is naughty.
Yes.
And so when anyone's being like Linnea and Barry Sims, like getting it on, he crashes their little party too. And the people in the workroom, when the girl who was his love interest, she wasn't even like inviting this guy was like attacking her, and he took it out on her anyways too.
He took it, and then killed what's her face. I was waiting in the remake for a Mr. Sims.
I'm Mr. Sims. Hey, we did get a Garbage Day throwback though.
We got a Garbage Day throwback.
We got Garbage Day. Yeah.
A bunch of people behind me cackled. I was like, yes. In the original film, so he's trying to get to like Mother Superior. You find out this, that, whatever. It's kind of like it's a janky journey getting there, and then at the end, after all that, he doesn't even get to kill the bitch. Yeah. So there's a lot of kind of loose ends at the end of the first movie, a lot of blue balls, I feel like, because it builds up to absolutely nothing. And this movie gives you a setup and a payoff that is vastly different, but it's way more satisfying. Way more satisfying. Oh, but it's because of that. It's also because of that supernatural, like there's a reason for what he's doing, and there's rules. And I really liked that, like, because my only, well,
I have a gripe, but I didn't understand the advent calendar. I didn't understand how that works. Like, maybe it was explained and like when I went to go pee or something, but like, so in the movie, Billy has this advent calendar that comes with it. When you get this transfer of power, there's like the 24 days of Christmas or whatever, and each day,
where do you get the book from?
You have to kill the book, just kind of appears, you know. The book isn't really explained, right? And so, but each day he has to kill somebody and like put some blood, like I guess it's like proof of him doing it as like an offering. I don't like they didn't really explain that very well, I don't think, unless they did, and like I said, just missed it. Maybe just went over my head. Did you understand exactly the purpose of the advent calendar?
I understood what he was doing, and then I kind of just vaguely understood it has to do with this thing that Charlie is telling him, and I kind of took it as, again, like the Santa Claus. Like there's some kind of like Santa contract where, you know, good is passed from one person to another, but like the good is passed to someone who's like a little off so that they can do the deed of killing all these people that are naughty. I do love that there were rules, because the first one was weird with he just walked around and kind of just killed some people, and this one it's very specific.
In the first one too, because it was like sex and just people being like shitty to people, like those kids that stole the sled, you know.
But that even wasn't even that terrible.
That's what I'm saying. Like he took it. It wasn't even that
Mr.
bad.
Sims woman. She didn't do a damn thing.
She was drinking.
And Mr. Sims didn't either.
Yeah.
Oh, she was drinking. Oh,
yeah. So he was very petty in the first one, I think. And in this one, the Billy was a little more very intentional with who he killed. It wasn't just random. Like you said. It was but it shows you, okay, well, maybe like the first kill that you really get to see, because the movie when he wakes up and he's in like present times, he's already killed someone, and you don't really, it's like, okay, there's a dead body in the bathroom, and then so you didn't really get to see that kill happen though. But
no,
fast forward, he ends up getting like a job at like an antique store, called Ida's Antiques, you know, and trinkets or whatever. Some dude comes in, and then the Charlie in his head locks in on this guy, and he goes, him, you know, pay attention, him. And then okay, I loved those cards that would come up that would say like, kill Max, you know,
kill Max,
kill this. It was.
I loved those.
Yes, those were so fucking cool.
This movie, it's Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's also Dexter. It's also the Santa Claus. It's also like Kill Bill. It's literally
it's like when the bride sees her enemies. It's
like it is so, but it's like it knows what it is. It's like over the top, you know, kills and gore and violence, but it is funny. Like it leans into the camp. It leans into the silliness of it, while also still having me like in suspense, because I genuinely was like, I don't know if he's gonna turn on this girl, because in the original, his love interest he kills. Like
almost right off the bat.
She does call him crazy, which ironically she calls him crazy in this one too. So, but it's done from a different perspective kind of thing. So in the original, she's like, you're crazy, and he's like, naughty, blah, and like guts her, because that's cool, with the box cutter. So I love that he still had the box cutter in this.
He has a box cutter.
But in this one, she says, oh, so you're crazy? And he goes, yeah, I guess I'm crazy. And she's like, and I'm still here. And I was like,
here.
Bitch.
I know.
I was excited for the possibilities of the love interest sticking around through his terror.
Mhm.
And I've talked to people that said they don't want that, and they were like, "That seems dumb." Loved it.
I loved it too. I thought it was
Yep.
so cool. I mean, well, her at
I
that
still have my
point,
popcorn.
her dad had already died, you know. And
Mhm,
okay, so there's another like there's a couple plots happening, right? So there's the Santa like powers that are getting transferred.
mhm,
And when he's in this town, you keep seeing like posters of like missing kids, you
mhm,
know, around like different buildings and stuff. And so there's like a kid
mhm.
snatcher, there's a kidnapper going around town.
Yeah.
And so her poor dad was almost like foils the
Oh.
this. Yeah, I know. He's
So,
like closing up shop and he sees this one kid in a truck and he's trying to go help him. And then someone sneaks up behind him, pow, caps him. And
pow! I
he's got
knew.
A Santa like a creepy Santa mask on, you
Mask
know?
on, yeah, like, "You're
Yeah,
not the real Santa. Billy's
right.
the real Santa." I knew something bad was gonna happen to that dad. What this movie also did was introduced us to a couple characters that are genuinely good, and because Billy has a rule book of, like, good people, like, if you're good, he's not gonna kill you, he only kills bad people, and it's not like Petty Billy in the first movie. Literally, when you see the stuff that some of these people have done, I'm like, "Oh, that person seems like, but what did he killed George, the first person he sees in the shop, and Charlie's like, that one tonight," because
Kill
he kind of was, like,
George. Yeah.
flirting. He was, like,
Yeah.
hitting on, what's the girlfriend's name?
Pamela. Pammy.
Oh, yeah, because I call her Pammy because she doesn't like that.
Yeah.
He was hitting
Played
on
by
Pam.
Ruby Modine from
Yes,
Happy Death Day. Yeah.
Happy Death Day. Loved her in this, great.
She did
Haven't seen
very
her in a
good in
minute.
this. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was excited to
so
see her. I was like, "You go, girl." Yeah.
yeah, I get it. When they first show George and he's like hitting on Pam kind of, and Billy's like, "I'm gonna get, we're gonna get him tonight," and he kills him, and it's good. It's suspenseful, it's quick, but we get the aftermath a couple times, so it's
The
cute.
gore was
Um,
goring in this.
the gore was
Yeah.
goring. I wish there was a little more, I'll be honest, because of all of these kills, a lot of them were just like we're not seeing them, but then they suddenly would show like just guts falling out. I'm like, oh, okay.
Or like a
So
face
with
getting like smashed in, you
yeah,
know. Yeah.
something. But so George gets his head chopped with an axe, as one does.
Yeah.
And I
Right in
still
the
was not
head.
genuinely right in the head, but I was like, I don't think that what he did was that terrible. Like, but okay, like that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Then you find out that George murdered his wife and her body was wrapped in a rug in the basement. And I'm like, oh, and then they reveal that Billy through Charlie can see the crimes that,
Were
warrant
committed by
them
these
being
people. Yeah.
committed by these people to actually
Yeah.
have them the reason that they should die. Because is it not Bernice? What's her name? She seemed like a bitch. They introduced each
Delphine.
character
Delphine.
Delphine. They
Delphine.
introduced
Yeah.
they introduce each character as kind of being like not nice, but but not necessarily, worthy of death.
Yeah,
But then you
not you don't
find
they're
out
not
later,
deserving to die. Yeah.
well, it seems that way until you find out, like, George was actually a murderer and Delphine was a Nazi
Yeah.
holding a Nazi Santa party.
Santa party. Fucking random.
Yeah, and she was like, what is it called? I'm dreaming of a white
A
power Christmas.
White power Christmas. What the
And the thing is, like, I remember
I hollered.
someone said something like why is he killing Nazis in this movie? And I'm like, why not?
Why not?
That's what Santa should be doing. And
Exactly.
he goes in to kill one person.
Yeah.
So he walks in, he means to kill her, finds out it's a Santa party. He's like, okay, that's weird. Finds out she's a Nazi that hosted the party. And he's like, okay. And he goes out to get the axe, and Charlie's like, don't do this. Charlie's like, you're just here to kill her. We're
Girl,
gonna stake it
girl,
out.
calm down,
Wait till
girl.
she
Yeah.
leaves. And he says,
Yeah.
nope, we kill them all. And he's like, I think he even goes like, ugh, at one point.
Yeah.
And so when he even like locked the door, he goes in. Well, he kills the guy outside first,
Yeah.
and then he locks them all in, and then just starts bow, 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 bow. And that's where I was like, I could have used a lot more gore in that scene. Because they just do a couple flashes of like some guts and like a leg
A
getting
leg
chopped.
getting chopped
But he kills like
chopped off. Yeah.
40 people. I could have used a little more, especially because this is the producers of.
Well, Delphine killed some too because she takes out her like Uzi and just starts like spraying bullets and like I'm like, well, you're killing your own people, you dumbass. You
Yeah,
know?
she goes,
And
She goes,
Yeah.
"Oh shit," and then runs away.
Yeah.
Love that we got kind of there's a lot of like homages, like similar things to the first movie that aren't
Uh-huh.
totally copying it. So when she is trying to leave on her four-wheeler, he's waiting for her like behind a tree and says, "Naughty." And then he turns around and he decapitates her and whatever, which is similar to the guy sledding in the
Yeah.
first movie.
Yeah.
This one is done much better. He cuts her off like right here, and
Yeah.
her head lands on the ground. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Just
And her
I
body
can't
falls
think
off.
of it off the top of my head, you know, like
Yeah.
when they asked that, do you know Delphine? You know, not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
There's all
Oh,
these just little,
I
you
didn't
know,
even think of that.
yeah, that's it.
I'm so
Listen,
bad.
this movie was fun. This movie was really fun.
Did you also notice? I'm sure you did. I loved every time he would go into like Kill Bill mood. And it happened at the end as well with what's her face, because we'll talk about that. The original Santa's watching
Yes.
Santa song would play.
Yes.
I
Yes.
loved that
Yeah.
so much.
It was, I think I love what you're saying, how it, and I was talking to someone in front of me that I was that there
You
was
said
like
you
a
made
fellow
friends. Yeah.
I made friends with like a fellow like horror fan, and
Yep.
afterwards I was like, you know, I like how it wasn't just a carbon copy of the original,
Mhm.
that it had some, like you said, some homages to it, but it
Yep.
wasn't afraid to, you know, take it to a completely different place, you know, and add
Yeah.
like this supernatural element to it. And I thought that was just really fucking cool.
It reminded me of, it's not a similar movie to this at all, but the same idea as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, which markets itself as just a retelling of the same story. Like they say, new evidence was found
Yeah.
and blah, 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 blah. This kind of falls very much in line with that, where like it could be like someone else's perception of the same story, but it takes just enough from the original to make it feel like a Silent Night, Deadly Night film. But yeah, not a carbon copy.
No,
it
no,
just-
I would say the only thing that's similar is like the opening and like the set, like the opening is set up when he's younger. Once it's
Yeah.
like, you know, modern time, I think it's completely different, and it could have been like it's a completely different movie. It
Yeah.
could have a different title. Like it didn't even have to have like the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise title.
Yeah.
I'm glad it does, because
Yeah. Same.
I love how every sequel is so different from each other, and
Yeah.
you know, just kind of
And
take
it
chances and
grew.
stuff. Yep.
Yes, and it grew upon like things that mean nothing in the original as well. So like he works at a toy store in the first one, which kind of like, okay, cool. Like that's just
Yeah.
because it's associated with Santa. In this one, it's the toy store of the father of the love interest, and it's like more of a small antique store,
Yeah.
which I loved. I love that idea. What is it? And then him having to play Santa in the original movie when he like gets asked to be Santa at the store. It was weird and uncomfortable because
Mhm.
also, if we're gonna say that his tendencies to want to like kill someone are sexual, then why is he so nervous around these kids? Like there's a lot of
The
first
Santa
movie
suit's
again-
triggering for him.
It's the Santa
too.
suit that's triggering.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's just, but again, like they don't, you can't figure out what's going on in his mind in the first movie as much. And
Yeah.
I'm confused who I should be sympathizing with in the first one. In this one, I'm ride or die for Billy. Like I'm on this journey with Billy, for Billy. And I know the rules. And Charlie is also like the little guy on his shoulder being like, listen, I'm going to walk you through this. You got this. And well, first he's like, you know what happens when you put that suit on.
Yeah.
So I'm
Mhm.
terrified
Yeah.
watching in the audience. Like is he going to kill a kid? Like this movie has already like 10 times up until this point taken a thing from the original and flipped it. So I'm like, is he going to, the same producers as the Terrifier films,
I
is
know.
he going to massacre these kids? So, I mean, he doesn't massacre the kids, but he even pulls the box cutter out.
yeah.
I was in suspension.
But
I was like, what do you
Charlie
mean?
he walked him through it. He goes,
Walked him through.
put that down. It's gonna be okay. Ask her what
Yep.
her name is. Like, I thought that was really cool. Like, how
Really
do you
cute.
think of this stuff? Like
Right.
that. I don't know. I just thought it was really unique, and yeah, it worked for me.
Who wrote this
Um,
movie?
Who wrote this? I'll tell you. Mike P. Nelson, the director, based on the original motion picture. Michael Hickey. Okay, so yeah, I think he wrote it.
Oh, he
too.
wrote it.
Yeah, good for you, Mike P. Nelson.
My only two gripes with the movie, and they don't hinder my experience, I had a great time, would be that we don't get to know the Snatcher. Like the Snatcher is mentioned a couple times, and there's these missing kids posters, but it's not like we finally see the Snatcher. It's a little fight sequence, and then it's done. And I was like, oh, that's all. Like I thought this was like a final boss moment
Yeah.
is coming. I guess technically the final boss moment comes just after,
Yeah.
because we have not mentioned the character of Max, who is a cop, but he's also the ex-boyfriend of the love interest Pam, but he is also an abuser, we find out.
He punched her
He punched her in the face, and
in the
he said he
face.
didn't mean to. And the way he stood behind her, the thing is, like, the movie again, like, is playful and fun a lot of times, but there are serious beats and moments, and there are
Mhm.
suspenseful scenes for sure. When he stands behind her, like, puts his arms and hands on her, and I'm
That was
like, oh my god,
creepy.
like, you're an abuser, yeah.
Don't touch
But
her. Yeah.
and and they kind of, you would think that like Charlie would pick up on this, and he does, but every time Charlie tells Billy to look out for him, the cop is sneaky and he's like not around, or he's just in the shadows or just around the corner. So Billy doesn't pick up on it and see him and know
He
about
can't
him in
lock his
time.
eyes on him just yet. Yeah.
Yes, and
Mhm.
that's how he knows, is when he
Yeah.
locks eyes. So the second thing that I really wish that the movie had was a bigger budget, because I think this is a great idea that warranted a couple extra bucks and they could have done even more stuff, but I love it. But
They probably could have more gore scenes if they had
that's what I'm
more
saying.
money.
That's
There was kind of like a flashback with like a montage of him like killing people throughout the years, you know, because he
that was
talks about
cool.
like when he started as a kid at
Yep.
like this foster home. His first kill was like his abusive like foster mom, and then
Mhm.
it flash forwards to all these different like kills throughout his life. Like
The
he's chasing someone with a
chainsaw.
chainsaw, and there's a throwback to like him with the bow and arrow shooting
If the first
someone.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. So and in that scene, you do see some more like gore stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many deaths. The thing is, most of the time, the deaths happen just off screen,
Yeah.
but still.
But you
great.
kind of know what happens. Like you see, like
You-
okay, well,
yeah.
he's chopped his head off. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can hear the sounds and stuff like that. But yeah, okay. So the end I thought was really cool.
Yes. Can you tell us about the end?
I would love to tell you about the end. So Billy goes on the security camera of the antique store, and he sees who kills Pam's dad. And just through being able to see him in on the security footage, Charlie's able to lock in on it and say, "Okay, I know who this fucking snatcher
Yep.
is. Let's
He
go
goes,
get
I
him."
got
You know,
him. Yeah.
got
I
him.
got him.
And Pam's like ride or die for Billy at this point. She's along for the ride. She goes, "Okay, let's go fuck this guy up. Let's go rescue these kids." Turns out it's at like this Christmas tree farm, and there's this like shed, and underneath the shed's like there's like this hidden compartment with like a ball pit.
Ball pit.
And they find all the missing kids, and they're starting to rescue them. But the snatcher's down there. Him and Billy get into the scuffle, and he's like shanks Billy a few times, but Billy gets the best of him. And he kind of runs out of the building and leaves Pam in there with the kids.
With the kids.
And he gets shot by that fucking asshole Max.
Yeah, Max has been like creepily following Pam the whole movie. He follows them here. And so when Billy dressed as Santa covered in blood walks out with an axe, of course he has every right as a cop, whatever, to shoot him. But we know he's ill-intentioned. So he shoots and kills Billy. Well, he shoots Billy, and then Pam runs out and she's like, "You idiot, what did you do?" And then as Billy is dying, I didn't expect Billy to die in this movie, but he does. But right before he dies, Charlie is saying goodbye. And so Charlie is saying goodbye to Billy in his head.
And it's sad.
And it's sad. Like, what? And he's like, I don't want you to go. And he's like, I have to go. And he's like, you know, take care of her. And so I'm thinking,
he said, you got a good one. Take care of her.
Like,
yeah.
I'm thinking Charlie's gonna die so that Billy can live and be with. No. Nope.
It's Silent Night, Deadly Night, James.
It's Silent Night, Deadly Night.
They gotta remind you.
Right. So he says, take her hand. So they hold hands, and now the Billy energy is passed on into Pam. And so she like gets blown back. Max is like, he's stupid. He's like, I'm here. And when she looks at him, she immediately sees his crimes, and Billy is there like to reassure her, like, you know, we're in this together now.
Max is attached to the snatcher. He was helping the snatcher.
Max was helping the snatcher, which I kind of figured because he was such a weasel.
Yeah. But it just confirmed it, you know?
Yes, it confirmed it. So I was a little upset we didn't get a big boss fight with the snatcher, but it's fine again because we get the comeuppance with Max. And she axes him. Wait, how does she?
In the back. She chops him in the back.
Oh, yeah, in the back. In the back.
She chops the shit out of him. And credits, you know.
Oh, yeah. And then it just cut. Yeah. And then credits. Wait, what did she say at the end?
I don't know. Did she say? I don't think she says naughty or punish or anything. Does
No, I don't
she?
think she says
If she
anything
did, I
punish.
don't
Just
remember.
it's so funny. I
Yeah.
just saw the movie, but this my brain is just like the experience of it. I loved.
I want a sequel with a female Santa, Pam,
Yes,
doing this.
Pam has to go out and just
Yeah.
And you know what?
I'm keeping that in.
You can keep most of those. So-
That's amazing.
Well, I need Pam. So this time, don't give Pam a love interest. Have Pam get attached to like a kid. Like a kid falls victim to something and helps her and blah 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 blah. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. You know, like
Yeah.
I also. Oh, I'm sorry. We cannot not end this without acknowledging the fact that Billy is on the phone at one point in a Silent Night, Deadly Night film. And he's talking to someone named Agnes, which is Agnes and
Okay,
Billy. You
yeah.
didn't pick up on that? Agnes and Billy
No,
from
I've totally missed that. Black Christmas.
When
Yeah.
he's downstairs and he's like, "Hey, we need more candles." He's like, "Agnes, blah 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 blah." And I was like,
missed
"You
that.
filthy bitch!" They threw in so many cute little homages and things in this
I
movie.
love that. I have
Yeah.
okay, so I mean, I'm buying the Blu-ray, you know, when it comes
Yeah,
out.
I need a steelbook. I need a steelbook.
right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a really good time with this. When I think of like holiday slasher movies or just like holiday horror movies, like Christmas ones, like I like the ones that are kind of wacky and weird, and most of them are, especially like
Yeah.
Killer Santa movies are typically
Mhm.
kind of weird movies, and
Yeah.
that's what I like about them. And this one delivered on all fronts. So
On all fronts, because
Yeah.
it didn't need to go as like the weird supernatural premise thing would not work if you didn't get me attached to the characters.
Yeah.
And this movie does a good job of like getting me attached to the characters. I was never bored, and I was never not interested at what I was watching on the screen.
It's
So-
well acted. The acting is like probably the best
Acting is
of
good.
all of the entire franchise, I think. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when you take that and you throw in like the weird supernatural Santa stuff, fine, I'm already bought in. Opposed to other movies that feature the same actor with weird supernatural things being transferred.
Oh,
Not
this was so
Kidding.
much better than Halloween
This was
Ends.
a
This was so much
1,000 times better.
Yeah.
1,000 times better.
Yeah. So meet us in the comments and let us know what you thought about Silent Night, Deadly Night. For more Don't Be Dead, watch on YouTube. You can listen wherever podcasts are available and get extra content on Patreon. Don't forget to please leave us a review. And until next time, don't be dead.